The Fantastic Four is finally introduced in the MCU with Fantastic Four First Steps. And was it as fantastic as it needed to be? Is this the best Fantastic Four movie? Let's review it. First off, everyone in this movie did a fantastic job at portraying the characters. When it comes to Pedro Pascal, or just Joseph Quinn, or just anyone in this movie, they all embodied their characters. You can 100% see why they were casted as the MCU versions of the Fantastic Four and are going to be the faces of the Fantastic Four moving forward, because they are just such perfect casting as the characters. I could not think of any other actor to portray these characters in modern day. They did a fantastic job, and I can't wait to see them again in the future. From the moment the movie starts, just from the opening scene, you fall in love with the characters. You see their family dynamic playing off of each other. You see why these characters love each other and why they are a family to each other. So all that family vibe, kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, all that vibe, that loving vibe and family vibe these characters bring off is what you love about them the most. All that love then transfers into you, and then you just love the characters because of how well they play off one another. Another reason why the casting was so great is because they just play off each other so well, and it's one of the reasons why this will go down as my favorite Fantastic Four adaptation, is because the characters are their characters and they're extremely likable. Perfect casting, likable characters, and you feel that family dynamic. I can't wait to see what they have in Avengers Doomsday, because I can't wait to see how these characters interact with the Avengers, with the X-Men, because that's going to be a fun sight to see, especially since the personality of a lot of these characters, like the Thing, the Human Torch, those two especially are going to be fun to watch. Now, one of the reasons I was most excited about this movie is Galactus. Galactus is a villain with a lot of potential. Fantastic Four 2, Rise of the Silver Surfer, completely wasted Galactus. He's a dust cloud. Why is he a dust cloud? To save money, probably, it's 2000s, but still, he's a dust cloud. And I'm glad in this movie, he is comic accurate. He is actually Galactus. And every time he is on screen, you feel his presence. You feel the terror. The movie is able to go to scale on how big he is, how big these characters are compared to Galactus, which is just huge in scale, and the movie is able to capture how big he actually is and how much of a threat he is. That's why every time he's on screen, you feel that terror. You feel the stakes because of Galactus. Every bad thing that happened to these characters that was caused by Galactus makes a shiver go down your spine, because Galactus is that terrifying of a villain. This movie did a fantastic job with Galactus. When the movie starts, you see that this is not Earth 616, the timeline where the MCU takes place. This is an entire new universe, and I'm glad they went that route. You're able just to do so much more and have so much more higher stakes when the MCU is not involved, and the futuristic vibe of it all, I loved. We see what New York looks like in this timeline. It looks completely different. It looks completely futuristic while still keeping that 90s, 80s vibe. Just showing that the tech in here, thanks to the Fantastic Four, has made this place more techy while still keeping some of the old-fashioned locations like cars and the old classic buildings. I love this futuristic world, and I want to see more of it. And what I love is that the movie is extremely standalone. There is no connection besides the post-credit scene that is connected to any other Marvel movie. That's because it's in a whole new universe, so there's nothing before it that you need to watch. It's incredibly standalone. It's like you're watching an entirely new Fantastic Four movie that is not connected to the MCU. It's incredibly standalone, and that's what works so great about it. Like I mentioned, since it's not in the MCU, the stakes are higher because it's not in the MCU, so you know anything could happen. And especially since that we have Avengers next year, that means really anything could happen. And we see that play out through the movie where all these different stakes are rising up thanks to this. This is easily the best adaptation of the Fantastic Four we have gotten so far. Now, I'm a fan of the 2000 movies, both of them, but there's problems in there, and that Fan Four Stick movie does not talk about that. But this version of the Fantastic Four is by far my favorite, with the best characters, higher stakes, did Galactus right, and you just love these characters. You can't wait to see them interact with other characters in the MCU. You fell in love instantly, like the Guardians of the Galaxy. I would say this movie is fantastic, but I can't. There's a few problems. But real quick, if you want to help me reach my goal of 1K by the end of the year, consider subscribing. Let's continue. There's the pacing problem for me. Now, I loved everything that was happening on screen. I was hooked to everything that was happening on screen, and I absolutely loved everything I was watching, but there's a pacing problem in there. Some moments just run slower than others, and other moments were completely fast, while others did the scene perfectly. There's a few pacing problems, and especially since the movie is about an hour 40 minutes without credits, it feels a bit longer than that. And sometimes the movie is not quite as clear of how long time has passed between certain moments, because there's something that happens near the final act where all of a sudden a certain character knows a lot of things, and there's no way that they would have learned all that in just like a span of a day or a week. So I think they could have been more clear on how much time passed there, because I want to say like more than a month or a year. Well, definitely not a year, but at least more than a month. But then the thing that was building up before that doesn't really make sense that it'll take a month for that to happen. So if you've seen the movie, you can probably piece together what I'm saying, but I think they could have been a lot more clearer on that. Now for me, Thunderbolts on rewatch, I love it even more. It's now like almost a 5 out of 5 film for me. On rewatch, Thunderbolts worked a lot more. Will the same thing happen for Fantastic Four? I don't think so. My problems with this film, I don't think can really fix. For Thunderbolts, I had expectations. It didn't really quite meet those expectations. But on rewatch, since I knew what I was expecting, it worked better for me. A lot better, actually. But Fantastic Four, my problems are problems that will most likely stay. Maybe the pacing one will be fixed, but overall, my score is the exact same. So Fantastic Four, although it's not fantastic, I still do think that this is the best adaptation of the Fantastic Four we have gotten. Great MCU introduction, I love these versions of the characters, they're perfectly casted, and Galactus is such a terrifying villain that I love what they did with this movie. Every stake is high. Stakes are completely high through the roof, and you're completely hooked to what you're watching. There's a few problems that make it not fantastic, but this is the best Fantastic Four movie. But anyways, if you like this video, maybe these ones on the side will see you too. Like, subscribe, see you guys next time. Goodbye.